Hello, Yorana, and welcome to FM Tahiti. In this episode, we're going to be playing Motu One, and then I'm going to take a bit of a break, play a couple of matches, and we will probably come back for either a Mutiny Trophy match or a League match, just as we kind of push forward in the series. So we're playing Motu One next in the Inter-Island Cup, I believe it is. So this is Motu One with their kit, and although I want to win and beat them, I do have a bit of a soft spot for Motu One. So Motu One, their team, is based on an island called Motu One. Motu just normally meaning, I think, island or atoll or something similar to that. And it's a very small island in the leeward islands off Tahiti. So they're a Tahiti Societies team, but they're quite it's quite distant from everything else, and in reality nobody lives on there. It's just a sandy kind of atoll. It's sand, some grass and some vegetation and not much else. That's why we've based one of these stadiums for any kind of locals around the end of the island chain. And they're in the Premiership, and the reason why I've got a bit of a soft spot for them is because in the very first version of this database, the one me and my brother used to play in 2012, 2013-ish, they always finish bottom, and there's no relegation. They just always finish bottom and would get hammered by everybody. They were the minnows, they were the absolute underdogs. And what tended to happen as well is whenever they had a really good player, someone else tended to poach them. So sometimes we tried to help them out. But what also added to their kind of charm was the fact that they would play on a clay pitch. So we're playing at home for this, so I can't show you the clay pitch. I'll probably come back and record the first match we have against them, if we ever do. So they're in the Premiership currently. But if we play against them and they're at home, I'll show you that match because they've got a clay pitch. And it was always quite cool playing on a clay pitch. It was the first time using any of the kind of 3D engines that me and my brother had actually seen anything other than grass. And I don't know if you know from the editors, you can get sand pitches, clay pitches. Oh, what a free kick. Yeah, cartwheel away, Manuel. That's good. It's alright, he's not even meant to be taking those. Actually, no, that's wrong. He is meant to be taking them. He's just the other player's first choice isn't on the pitch. So yeah, some pitches can be sand, some can be clay, some can be normal grass, the others can be like 3G AstroTurf. It's actually in the editor. And in the editor you can actually switch it on so certain pitches are or are not accepted. So they play on the clay pitch. No, sorry, they play on a sand pitch because they're on the sandy atoll, my mistake. And I think Taha, the Vanillas, who are also in the Premiership, play on a clay pitch. Henderson sweeps it in. Classic. Longish ball up, Chisholm squares it, target man sweeps it in. Yep. Around for the long. Pressing forward, Chisholm presses forward and chases it down. Henderson gets in the right place. So yeah, there are a few different pitches out there. They're looking forward to playing on. I don't know if it makes any difference to how you play. It's a lot like the weather conditions. I don't actually know how much the weather affects the way the match engine works, whether long rain and wind means that certain types of football are harder or not than others. I like to think it does. I like to think it does make a difference. So yeah, that's why Motu One are my favourites. They're the underdogs from the original. Before you could get relegated, they just got beaten and pounded on every season, and they played an interesting pitch. But we're winning 2-0, and I kind of want to tell the team to ease up on them now, because 2-0's enough. It's just a cup fixture. I think we'll get £500 if we win this cup fixture. So it's not the end of the world if we were to be knocked out at this stage, but I'd rather avoid that if we can. I do want to win everything we can win, but I am kind of mindful of the fact that we promised, I think, our scout £1,000 if we win the Inter-Island Cup. It's the only way he'd join. had to bribe him with that, and I thought, I'll say Inter-Island Cup rather than the Championship title, because I think we've got a better chance of winning the Championship title than we do the Inter-Island Cup. So you don't want to get too far. Although, I guess, because of the prize money at the end, we could afford it. I think there's something like £17,000 you get if you do win it. And you all keeps coming close. You could have had a lot from free kicks if you just got them on target. My manager's still in his puffer jacket. I thought I changed it, but it must have been when it crashed. It didn't save it. He was getting pretty hot though. I think the average temperature for the matches we've been playing has been about 33 degrees. It's not really puffer jacket weather. See, Chisholm just gave up on chasing that, but I think he was hoping for the second ball. That's why having a pressing forward and a target man, post, works quite well, because pressing forward will sniff around for those loose balls, and the target man's normally in a good position for them anyway. So between the two of them, you end up recycling a lot of possession quite high up the pitch, assuming they're any good. Interesting ball across. Oh, blocked. I've not decided which of the Narans in midfield are my favourite yet. Interesting to see who we end up with if we can maintain this as well. So looking at the other scores, the Jupiters look like they're getting through. Exiles might do. Smacked it against the wall and injured someone probably. Oh, that's unlucky. I mean, for them, it was really good. Lucky for us, that's really good. So Thomas, the backup left back, managed to pop up with the rebound. So the fact that he's a left back and he's up there has something to do with the fact that I just got blasted against him. He knew nothing about that. Yeah, it's because the way I try and sort out my set pieces is for the attacking ones. The general rule of thumb is just get as many people in the box as possible. So I'll normally only have maybe 2 players who are left back to defend, plus whoever's taking the kick, and then everyone else just gets in the box. So you can set lots of different instructions, but a lot of them are just on get forward or attack the box, and try and put someone on each post as well, in case there are any flick-ons that are going to go begging. But it's not a very sophisticated tactic. It's literally use the set piece to stick it in the mixer. Obviously the open play tactic, the actual formation and style is all about doing the same thing. See? Long ball. Chisholm's too tired. Chisholm is the fastest player on our team, I think. I'm a little bit worried about what's going to happen when my strikers inevitably get tired and injured, because that was pretty good. Back across the face of goal. I wouldn't say it was it sensational, that? Papin, Masson? Yeah, it was a good ball. Sartho. That's really bad defending at the back though, I just didn't pick him up. Yeah, don't look shocked, that was you. That was all you. Fournier up, McIntyre and Seps. Manuel, go on, get it in. Threaded it through nicely for Henderson, but Henderson can't finish unless it bounces off him or he's directly in front of them. Any kind of angle, he doesn't seem to like. Yes, Exiles look like they're going through. See, from this angle it always looks like he's scoring. I might need to change the camera angle just so I don't get too excited in some matches when it's actually a miss. Need to pay for better seats. I'm feeling bad for them because although we're dominating the stats, whenever they've had chances, their chances have been good, whereas a lot of ours have been pap. Taha might get through. Oh, we're humpbacks. Exiles. Let's get a bit closer. That's a bit better. That was good. Do like Richards. back a bit so I can actually see what's going on the side of the pitch. Naran to Naran. He scored another one like that. Same area of the goal he went for as well. Took corner. I have no idea what's going to happen with the youth intake, but I have a feeling Richard's place is probably safe, as is Manuel's. One of the Narans might be safe. I think D Naran, not J. J Naran's not as good. Jordan's not as good as the other. Ooh, and that's something else I forgot to mention. A few of my players actually got on Hamish. A few of them got called up to the international side, up to the Austral squad. So Chisholm, Manuel, one of the Narans, and Chant got called up. And I had that option in the news item where you can congratulate them for getting their first cap. And, oh Manuel, well, it was coming. It was definitely coming. I was just about to take him off, actually. Might do anyway. 5-1, even though he's potentially on a hat-trick, I can afford to take him off. Williamson can come on for Henderson. Give him a go. The Clerk on for Jordan. Yeah, so I had that option to congratulate them, and I was a little bit wary of doing it because it's the standard kind of football manager trope, isn't it? That if you congratulate them for something like their first cap or their first goal, they just go off and sulk. It's like you've insulted their family in front of them. But actually, they were all really good about it and responded really positively, apart from Chisholm. So for most of them, you go into it and he says, "Oh, I'm really pleased that I had the cap," and you're like, "Yeah, you did really well," and they're like, "Thanks, boss," and you move on. Chisholm's was, the first thing he said was, "I'm surprised it took so long for the call-up." So then I had to say something along the lines of, "Well, you're going to have to work hard to stay in the team, there's a lot of good players." And he said, "I don't need to be patronised," and that was it. He did not respond well to that. I might have to check his personality again. That might make a difference to how he responds, but everyone else is fine. It's just him. And because of that, deep down, I know his days are numbered. I want to put together a squad that not only loves me, but adores me and treats me as some kind of god incarnate. I feel privileged to play rather than Chisholm, who's clearly aware he's got no competition in the team, so he can do whatever he wants for the moment. It will change, Chisholm. Your day will come. 5-1. Feel a little bit sorry for doing that to Motu One. They are still clearly the underdogs and the minnows, even though they're in the division above us. As I've said before, this first season, those divisions make no difference. Everyone can beat everyone at this stage. And there we go. So we're through to the next round. How much did we get for that? £800. I was wrong. A little bit extra. So we're in the quarterfinals of the Inter-Island Cup. I don't think we were expected to do much more than that, really. So they just wanted us to reach the first round, which we did by virtue of being entered into the first round, so that's fine. Expected to win the Mutiny Trophy, which I hadn't realised. Got a game in hand, so that's all fine. And they want top half. So that's okay. Everything's going okay. Nothing's on fire yet. So I'll come back for the next match, which is likely going to be against Ua Huka Chevres. I'll play San Pedro and Lagunas off camera, and then I'll come back for Chevres. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we have Ua Huka Chevres up next. I played the two matches in between. So we went away to San Pedro, and we played in our delightful pink and yellow kit, which is a bit of an assault on the eyes. I managed to draw 1-1, and it was a thoroughly dull match. Basically nothing happened in the first half, apart from, I think we scored first, and then pretty much nothing happened in the second half until they scored. And then there was one goal line scramble in the 85th minute, and that was about it. So probably a good idea we didn't see that one against San Pedro. Then we played the Dubai Lagunas, or the Lagoonies, as they're called. Here you guys. And that was a draw too. bit more exciting. We also played in our pink and yellow away kit. So this pink and yellow away kit that I kind of thought we would never actually wear. I'll show you it. This one here. We wore twice in a row. But now we've got Chevres, and they are 9th in the league. We're 6th. They've got 3 wins and 2 draws. They're all over the shop. They've got 3 wins, 2 losses. And if we win, we could potentially go top of the table, depending on what the other results are. Joel David and Dumas are back from international duty, so we might be able to use them now. The team's a little bit tired, so we had a 2-day break between the last 2 games, so we're not quite fully match fit, but again, there's just not enough depth. Maybe in the next match I'll do a little bit of rotation, but it's just not got enough options on the bench, really. Interesting angle, like. We're starting to fill the stadium. We're starting to get more and more people in to the reef. Our attendances are hitting the kind of 300-ish mark. 310 to 360, I think, is the max. Oh, listen at the back post. So yeah, we're getting enough to survive. I don't think we're getting more in our way of attendances than we originally predicted. So we're still losing money. In fact, because we're over our wage budget a little bit, I think we're over by like £57 because we've got Leclerc. We didn't have to pay AS Chance anything for the loans, so they're free. But I think because we brought Leclerc in, that pushed us just over the wage budget, which the board aren't particularly pleased about. So we've got a reduction to our transfer budget of like 15%, or we only retain 15%. I don't think that's going to be an issue because I don't think we're going to actually need to buy anyone cash for a season or 2. Henderson there at the back post. That's all he does. He's just a big lump at the back post. Richards does all the hard work for him, to be honest, by putting that ball exactly where it needs to be. There, 2 people next to him. I think he is something ridiculous. I'll check at half time. I think he's 6'5", a really good jumping reach. And that's basically his strength. That's what he's there for. He's a battering ram in the air. But that is suitably hoofball, which is what I'm all about, to be honest. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't defend a free kick like that. So the Ua Huka Chevres, they play on the island Ua Huka, which is... it's got people living on there. It is inhabited, but it's also got a lot of goats and sheep, and I think a few horses that have gone feral. And it's from the Marquesas Islands, and there are actually a couple of islands like that. Oh, that's not good. Now we're losing. A couple of islands like that in Marquesa, like Mohatani, San Pedro, and Terahi. They've both got feral sheep problems. So that goes through. There was nobody there. Like it was both a good ball and poor defending. So it's the first time we've actually been behind in quite a while. And stats-wise it looks even. But I'm not sure we've made many chances, really. I thought the keeper was going to step back over his line for a second then. Yeah, in the last 2 matches I played, we didn't attack particularly well. There weren't actually many chances available, which is why we drew both of them, I guess. But I think it might partly just be tiredness. And sort of lined the shot up and just smacked it against his legs. So yeah, I'm wondering if tiredness and fitness is an issue at this point. That's a good free kick, and you can't do anything about those free kicks. That's why they're so frustrating, that you get so many of them against you, or for you as well. Obviously less frustrating when you score them, but there's nothing that could happen there other than it go in. Go on, Naren. Chisholm. Straight at the keeper. Didn't say it in time. Henderson again. a bit too far back. I think when we take the corner from the left, we aim for the far post, and when we take it from the right, we aim for the near post. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Almost another one. That would have been a hat-trick of free kicks for him, I think. I did look at Charpentier, the guy who's got the brace. I think I did scout him. But he came back with a rating of like 25. And I know the scout recommendations are kind of based on how good their scouting attributes are. So he could be completely wrong. Which he looks like he's completely wrong. But kind of because of that, that's all I really had to go on at this stage as well. I've not got enough staff, so I don't have a good pool of knowledge about the players that are out there. I've not played enough games. I think by playing games against teams, you get a little bit of that player knowledge as well about their attributes. So I think sometimes, I used to work in previous versions of FM, I don't know if it does for this one, you could set up friendlies with the aim of learning a little bit more about the players. So you might not be able to scout them, but you can maybe get a friendly. Right, so this guy's 6'6". He's got jumping reach 15. So there we go. That's why he's lurking at the back post like that. And to be honest, because of that fact, because he's so big and can jump, I might just get his training to be all about heading. And he might outlast Chisholm as a striker. Chisholm's more mobile, he runs around. But he's not great at finishing, just like Richards wasn't great at finishing then. Whereas at least Henderson is a real threat in the air from corners. Go on, Chisholm. So he scores. Oh, disallowed, that's fine, that's fine. I mean, I preferred he wasn't offside. Scored that. I'd been quite happy to sort of eat. Why is there... I don't know why the line for the offside was all the way back there when play was all the way up here. But yeah, I'd have been quite happy for him to prove me wrong. If he just stayed on side then. What I might quickly do at the end of this match as well is have a look at some of the squad stats. To see how they've been performing, so use my squad views to kind of check what's going on with them. I think the other Naran is on the bench just to rest up a bit because his fitness was terrible. Henderson, he took it quite well. Kind of on the back foot, spinning away, but he took that quite well. Right, let's do some subs. See, they're much tired than they were before. Jordan Naran for the other Naran. We're on for... well... Underweg, should I bring him off? Okay, we'll bring David on for his debut. I know it's not very attacking. Substitution 60% is pretty bad. And I might as well just... I'm not saying I'm giving up on this match at 66 minutes in, but it's not a must-win match currently. 2 goals is a lot to ask when Chisholm and Henderson really are a 1 goal per game kind of setup, I think. Well, their average will be much less than that. But only when they get 1, they tend to switch off a bit. That's what it feels like anyway. So Chevres were below us in the table. They might be about to give us our first loss in about 8 games or something like that. Chisholm across. Oh, boom! That was good. I mean, maybe we'll get that draw now with things like that. So Waite's come on for Manuel, and he's absolutely smacked that one in. Chisholm cuts it back, and First time. Is it me? Is that animation just speeding up right at the end, making it look like there's some kind of weird magic goal going on? So now Chisholm's offside goal really was quite important. Now the subs I'm going to make, I'm not going to change anything tactically. I'm not going to go to all-out attack or anything like that because, first of all, I've never really had that work. Ever. Oh wait, going in with the two-footed tackle from behind even though he's on a yellow and on the wrong wing. He's meant to be on the right wing. Henderson. Let's get in the box. Oh, that's good. That was a good break. Yeah, I didn't need to go all-out attack. They've done it all on their own. See, I've never seen all-out attack really work, and also that's not really how mentalities work. Telling them to just go all-out attack doesn't suddenly mean they're going to be running forwards more often, scoring more. It just means they're taking more attacking risks, I think. Whereas my tactic's not really based on taking massive attacking risks at the expense of the defence. Chisholm could have won it. Waster. Yeah, the risks we take are more kind of possession. We'll give up possession to try and get into that position of maximum opportunity near the goal. We won't run down into blind alleyways as often. So we dominated them in shots across the board. Maybe 3-all was fair, but I didn't really feel like we were great on the attack until that last sort of 20 minutes. Unlucky. So 3-all. So with that played, 6 games played in the league, and we are third with 11 points. I'll do the press conference for you. 5 matches without losing. Actual league itself, because we lost the opener. So if we look at the FM Tahiti view for the stats, top goal scorer is Zach Henderson with 5, and then Chisholm, Naran 4, then Manuel and Richards, the wingers, bring it in up there. So it's spread kind of quite well. Goal win percentage. So when game win percentage. So when Chris Webb plays, we get 100%. That doesn't mean he's amazing. It just means he has played 2 sub appearances, and when he's come on, it's been when we're winning. Points per game. Fabrice Leclerc getting 2.3 points per game on average when he's playing, which is higher than everyone else, but he comes on as a sub again, so he's made 6 sub appearances, normally when we're ahead. David Thomas, next on 2.25, so he was actually the backup left back. He's come on for Joe Jansen, but since coming on, he's actually been playing. When you look at Joe Jansen, who's been away for injury, he still played 3 matches. He was only on 1.6. And I know this isn't a particularly good measure. It's not very nuanced measure. This is a very crude measure, but because of this, I'm going to keep David Thomas going, and Joe Jansen can wait essentially for his opportunity to get back into this. If we look at the defensive one, so apparently there are no mistakes leading to goals. Who's getting the most? Who's got the best tackle completion ratio? Let's just look at the actual defenders. Anything else? So David Thomas has a 100% tackle ratio. Is that per match? Just tackle completion ratio generally is 100%. I see Joe Jansen and Chance Anderwig. Oh, and Anderwig's 91, so that's actually really good. That's much higher than I thought. Maybe just not making as many. Key tackles per 90, or overall number. So actually overall they're not making that many for the amount of games played. Interceptions per 90. Chant, the centre-backs, and Anderweg, they're getting a lot of interceptions, so they're doing their job as almost like a stopper. And headers 1 per 90. Again, it's the centre-backs doing the business there. Not really learnt much from that. It's just that the centre-backs are probably better than I give them credit for. Looking at the midfield, So pass completion per 90, is that percentage or just how many passes completed? So Jordan Nairn passes a lot, gets a lot done, as does Daniel Nairn. They're the passing maestros. Pass completion of 81%. 81% for Samuel. Jordan's getting reasonable passing completion. I'd be worried if it was less than 70 for a lot of them. Key passes, Jordan Nairn's getting quite a lot. Seth Waite's getting quite a lot when he's actually playing. Daniel Nairn's getting the most. There, so the Nairns are actually good. They're pulling their weight. And if we look at the cross completions compared to attempted, the important thing here is what the wingers doing. The others aren't doing as many crosses, so I don't care as much. That cross completion ratio is terrible. Chris Webb has never managed it. His 2 sub appearances. And Seth, Sam Richards and Manuel are all about 1 in 4. Maybe that's good. It doesn't feel good, but maybe that is good. What am I doing there? And it's quickly for the attack. Easier, there's 3 of them. 24 offsides for Jordan Chisholm. This is kind of what I wanted to check. He was offside in that last match. Because he's a pressing forward, he's almost always on that last line of defence. But he's not very good at staying the right side of that line. Zach Henderson's only got 7 as the target man on support. He's slightly further back. Zach Henderson gets more shots off. It's not as accurate there, even though he scored more. Better at headers as the target man, but okay. So to me, even though Jordan Chisholm's got 4 goals in however many games it is, but it's about 6 league games, 8 or 9 if you include the cup games, he's not very accurate. He's offside a lot. His position is disappearing. Williamson's going to needs to be given a chance. Right, I shall end there. I'll probably go play another couple of matches, Corollas, Madrid de Dios, and probably come back for a match against Union Rimatara in the league, because they're our local rivals, and we want to crush them and hear the lamentations of the women. And Taha Athletic in the Inter-Island Cup quarter-final, who are in the Premiership division above us. So thanks very much. It's been slightly longer than planned, but we've gone through some of their stats as well, so thank you.